Great, thanks for asking.
How are you, Jenny?
I'm great, how are you?
Just another ho-hum Sunday yesterday. Not much happened, but how about them Cowboys? And how about them Eagles? And how about them Redskins?
And how about Go James?
Who?
Go James!
Who? I don't know who that is.
Don't do that, Skip.
Are they still
Skip,
playing? The
Skip,
NBA's
don't-
playing?
Skip,
I thought
for
the
real.
NBA was off yesterday.
Is that where we are
It
now?
was the NFL. LeBron was watching the Cowboys
No,
game.
it worked. No.
Oh, I think
he put
he
that
did.
work in.
Oh.
He put that work. I know you had your TV on him.
Is that all you?
You
I
had.
watched it.
You had one
We'll
of those.
talk about that later.
Later.
The only
more
problem
things
I
to
got
get
with
to.
him, he's a Cowboy fan.
You know why he scored 51? He had just watched
Whatever.
the Cowboys.
Whatever.
He had.
Oh, that's...
Whatever.
Our backs are against the wall, and they're still against the wall. And just the fact this shows the character of this team, of us swinging and fighting and coming out, and the ups and downs in this game, adversity, success, the way we just played through it and stayed together as a team.
I think we're finally hitting a rhythm. I think we're, finally hitting a stride, offense and defense, we can't lose this grit. We can't lose the way we're going out there and working every day. We can't lose the way we're going out there and competing on Sundays. We gotta build on that. We gotta get even better so we can, hopefully try to get in these playoffs.
Shannon, I will start with you. How impressive did Dallas look yesterday?
They were impressive. Okay. They were very impressive. To go on the road, they hadn't been very good on the road this year. They hadn't won back-to-back games this year. They hadn't scored 20 points in back-to-back games this year. And so in order for them to put it together the last 2 weeks to go on the road, a division rival in Philly, get 27, go into Atlanta and win that ball game in dramatic fashion the way they did. I thought defensively they were outstanding. Atlanta had been averaging about 32 points a game at home, and to hold that team with those weapons in their building to 19 points speaks volumes to how good their defense is. And the formula for the Cowboys, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it is Zeke. It is a heavy...
You've never broken a record in your life.
Yeah, you know, I know I sound like a broken record,
Yeah.
but Zeke is the way this team can this is not only the way they got back into the race as far as being in the division, winning the division, but this is the way they can maintain that, is that Zeke got 30 touches, 23 carries, Skip, seven passes, and over 200 yards. And if you look at the games in which they won, Zeke's dominated. You look at the games in which they haven't won, Zeke hasn't gotten the opportunities to show what he's able to do. I thought early on Dak missed some throws that were there, but when he needed to be good, not only was he good, he was great. And I think that's the mark of a quarterback, for him to do what he did, especially when his back was against the wall. They tied the ball game, and now Dak, you don't want to give this ball back to the Falcons. They seem to have found their rhythm. Hey, next time you go back to the you go to the middle of the field, Skip, you didn't want it to be for the coin toss. You wanted to go shake Matt Ryan's hand because you had had a walk-off field goal. And that's exactly what they got. You look at the defense, I thought defensively they got enough pressure on Matt Ryan early that he missed some throws. The throw that he got Julio Jones late in the ball game, he had that very throw, I think, late first quarter, early second quarter, and he underthrew him. That was because of the pressure. Lawrence and Gregory, those guys was collapsing the pocket. They put just enough pressure on him early that it forced some mistakes early. And again, tackling Dutchman, Skip, he showed up again. Second straight week, he got a pick. And really, that was the difference in the ball game. Other than that, it was a clean ball game on both sides of the equation. And the one mistake, I think it led to a touchdown. And the next thing you know, the Cowboys have a nice lead. Falcons come back in the ball game, but give the Cowboys credit. They are in what we call the catbird seat. The injuries that Washington has suffered, you can't lose 3/4 of your offensive linemen. Your best receiver in Paul Richards, well, first or second best wide receiver. And the gruesome injury that Alex Smith suffered. I know Colt McCoy has been around a while, Skip, but you know Colt McCoy is not leading Washington to anywhere. And the Eagles, we'll talk about them a little later. The Saints made them quit yesterday, beat them into submission. The Cowboys are in the driver's seat, but the next 3 weeks, you get Washington at home, and then in another week, you get the Saints. The Eagles have 3 games, 3 division games. So we'll find out in the next 3 weeks, are the Cowboys for real, or are they pretending?
I think we just had breaking news here on Undisputed. I think Shannon Sharp basically just conceded
I
to
didn't
the Dallas.
concede nothing.
I think you
I didn't
just
concede
did.
nothing.
You went so far as to concede front runner in the NFC East after I just spent a whole week hearing about how they got no shot. The Eagles.
I didn't
right
say no.
back
I didn't say they
into
didn't have a shot.
You had said no shot, and
They got
Dak
little
was a
shot.
bust, and now you're trying to kill me with kindness, but I think you're just over there conceding.
Nope.
Yep.
Not yet.
Yep.
I'm not
yet.
conceding.
Not yet.
No.
So now for the truth about what happened
Please tell
yesterday.
us.
So I just keep underestimating my Dallas Cowboys because once again, I was wrong. I thought they were going to lose Atlanta, but I thought they were going to lose all season at Atlanta because it was such a nightmare a year ago that I told you I have not conceded
I see
yet.
what you do, Skip, baby.
I was ecstatically wrong once again yesterday, just as I was ecstatically wrong about what they did to Carson, WINCE, and the Eagles at Philadelphia on Sunday night, the previous Sunday night. But there was no way that I thought my defense, which was allowing the third, was the third most, 29th, they were 29th in third down conversions allowed, and Marcus Mariota had gone 11 for 14. And I thought that defense could hold Matt Ryan and Julio and Sanu and Ridley to just one touch. Shannon Sharp, they scored one touchdown, and it came late in the game, did the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
One touchdown and 4 field goals. As you point out, that was pretty great. But the truth is, I was not all that impressed by what my Cowboys did yesterday because they should have won that game fairly easily. It still took a last-ditch drive, and I had to sit and fret Brett Maher having to redeem himself by making a walk-off field goal from 42 yards that almost hit the right upright. I still haven't quite recovered from that. I was on the floor over that one because it almost grazed the right upright.
45 yards, it might not get in.
It might not have gotten in, and that was shades of at Washington, right?
correct.
But the point was that these Cowboys have not peaked yet. They're not hitting on all cylinders. They have not come together just yet. And if they do against Washington, and then who knows against New Orleans, I don't love that game, but then against Philly, if they do, they could not only be the team to beat in the NFC East, but they could be a contender in the NFC.
First of all, Skip Bayless, you make it seem like, oh, they're not hitting on all cylinders. Maybe they're a 4-cylinder and not a 12-cylinder. Maybe that's all the cylinders they
Let
have.
us count the cylinders they missed on yesterday. Early in the football game, Cole Beasley dropped a touchdown pass that hit him right there, just right in the hands, thrown by the bust, Dak Prescott. He threw a touchdown pass. Who knew he's even capable of doing this? Cole! Your hands turned to coleslaw. What is that about?
The ball slick. The ball was slick.
That cost them 4 points. And then next up, we have Jeff Heath, my potential Pro Bowl safety. I'm kidding there.
Yeah, exactly.
He dropped an interception.
He didn't drop it. Julio busted him up.
Baloney! He busted it up.
Woo!
Listen, if we reverse the roles, Julio puts that in his back pocket. Jeff Heath has to catch the
Skip,
football.
Julio's a receiver.
Julio didn't do anything on this. He arm tackled him. Put
that shoulder pad on him.
Jeff Heath, you got to concentrate
pad on
and
him,
just hold it. Hold the football. This is going to save 3 points. And what happened? He did not hang on. And Atlanta goes down and gets 3 points they should not have had.
Goody.
So now we're up to 7 points. Then we got the Xavier